Hey everybody, I just want to make a quick little video about my book, Pittsburgh, which was published in France in 2018 and then later published in the United States by New York Review Books. It's the story about my parents. My dad went to Vietnam right after high school, and my mother was still in high school, and it's the story of their courtship and marriage and divorce. And I'm just going to flip through it real quick. Um, it, you know, uh, the original title was this, which we translated to Never Comes Tomorrow. And it has different styles. It's my mother, my father. I don't know if you can see this on the screen, but there's a little, this is the bit about hockey. And my French is very poor, so I won't try to read it. But I'm excited to show this book. I've met some new friends online who speak French, who are from French Canada, and we've been watching hockey together online, and it's just been very inspiring. And so, inspiration is a funny thing, and I just wanted to share this with those of you who might be clicking over to my channel and wondering who I am or what I do. And so this book was up for a few awards in France. I of course didn't win. It was an honor to be nominated, but because this book came out in French first, it gave me a freedom to speak about my parents. This is my grandmother. This is my godfather. And, I just was able to tell their story because I knew that they wouldn't be able to read it. My father was in Vietnam. He was a scout, and he was helping his commanding officer out of a ditch, and his rifle actually accidentally went off, and the officer died. And so my father went on leave, and then when he was on leave, his bunker where he lived with his buddies was shelled, and he would have died also, but because he was on leave, he survived. So he has terrible survivor's guilt. And this is, I remember this when I was young. He was writing, sitting on our porch in Pittsburgh, writing a dream he had, and I came up behind him and I frightened him a little bit, and I asked him if I could read what he was writing, and he said that it was about Vietnam and that he didn't, I didn't need to know about that right then. So, the story goes on, and it jumps around in time, and it's my grandmother. My grandmother was from Scotland, and she was a war bride. My grandfather met her at a social dance in Scotland, and she was Presbyterian, but when she moved to Pittsburgh, she hung out with all of the Italians here. My grandfather was from Italy. Well, his father was from Italy, and my grandfather was born here in 1922, and so my grandmother became Catholic and put a statue of the Virgin Mary in the front yard, and she claims that that's what saved my father. And I believe her. And the book goes on. and it's the story about kind of reconnecting with my father. And the style is very loose and sketchy, and it's supposed to be kind of mimicking memory, and just the way that time works and how we patch things together, and um, in our minds. And so all of these drawings were drawn from memory. I'm not using any photographs or anything. This is eating with my Italian uh, grandparents, and this is me eating with my Scot-Irish grandparents. This is my grandfather Sam and our dog Pretzel. And I just wanted to flip through this and show you this is what I do. I'm an author, and I draw like this, and I make stories. I don't just draw books about autobiographical books, for example, but this book was well received in France and in America and other places. It was translated into Swedish, for example. But inspiration is a really funny thing, and I haven't been inspired by art so much these days. I've been inspired by hockey, if I'm honest, ice hockey. And so I just wanted to say, hello to my new friends that I've met online. Thank you, Coach. Hockey Nations Live. And yeah, I thought you guys might get a kick out of seeing this. All right, I'll see you later. Thank you again. Bye-bye.